don't say about training. We only talk about just follow through or do. Because my father need people to help him to perform during the Chinese New Year. For the 15 days of Chinese New Year, when Chinese New Year come, I'm so scared.
He wanted to be the first of everything. The first to bring opera in, the first to import abroad actors and actresses in. Everything he wants is the first. And everything he wants is, in Cantonese we call it 頭啖湯。頭啖湯係最緊張、最貴重嘅。So people like to book my dad's opera. So the opera is 嘉麗粵劇團。But because my dad is actively participating in all the martial arts, and he's very good at martial arts and lion dancing and the jingge, so he called it 嘉麗粵劇醒獅團. So my dad was the first one, okay, that brought in opera here. He's also the first one that brought Kantonis opera into Dewan Sri Penang. He was the first one. And he imported Hong Kong actress.
After more than 10 years, 20 years, 30 years to perform every year in the Chinese New Year, you almost master everybody can or cannot. Also, you can see already. Because my father, he alone can perform all the things. So we only can help at the back as a C-male. So always follow his footsteps, how to walk, how to jump around. After a while, so we automatically like go inside our head. So until one day you want to perform the right way, you must have the strength. All these flexible items. So like when you perform all this basic art, you must practice yourself.
我的眼睛是会动起来，但是你没有，你就是日系打吼影响你那么一停住死了。
那个是一个他是一个思想很开放的人，然后他就是在舞台上面的话，他当导演的话，他就会非常严谨，会要求每个动作都是很标准的。所有动作大家都要达到那个标准，因为表演嘛，就必须要达到那个标准才可以去出台见人 ，OK。所以在舞台下呢，就非常的活泼，就是可以跟戏班的人或者是我们的草艺馆的团员啊，不管是学生也好，或者是老师都好，都可以很好的打成一片这样。对，当然外面看起来其实是很表演必须要很到位，后面其实还有很多的 paperwork， 然后很多的东西在准备，就他们的膳食等等，就是我们后面都一直必须要在支持着，所以会让整个东西走起来更加流畅，不会说大家表演过后一下舞台，大家就不懂要做什么，所以我们后台都已经开始慢慢要准备好。我们接下来是有吃东西吗？还是接下来他们要怎么休息，在哪里休息？然后接下来他们的行程等等，我们都要去安排。在这个表演，大家都会节奏都很快，然后全部东西都会捉紧那个时间，最短的时间会去把东西做得最好。好，因为到了那个场地，我们就用最快时间去 set up， 然后去表演，然后结束过后要赶快去收台，或者我们要去另外地方，或者要让他们早一点回去休息。所以这些东西其实时间是有限的，然后我们就会大家都一起的很快的去负责所有的东西。
When you do anything in our country with art, with music, with culture, it has to be absolutely passion driven. The cold hard truth. No real money in these fields, especially on the practitioner on the ground level. You see, like a person like Ling, she has to do it not only because she loves it, she has to accomplish a mission.
是这样，是向右转，好，向右，大，腾，激情，你看，他不是笑，他就是坚定。
And this mission would be she is inheriting this true and true. It's a family thing, so it's been passed down, and now it's been handed on to her. When you receive that wholeheartedly, and you still choose to do it despite knowing all the challenges, I believe they see it as a mission, and there must be so much love and passion for it for anyone to continue to be gutsy enough to continue doing such a thing.
我讲的话会比较神话一点啦。那个力量，我觉得是，如果以前来讲，我觉得它会是我们的守护神，它的保护。如果是讲这样的玄学的话，我是可以这样跟你讲，说这个是我们的神，系神，他选了我做这件事情，我有这个使命，它是一个信仰，是很重要的一个信仰。然后也是要我自己的这个坚持和去这个信念所以它是一个信念来的。这种信念是会推动你一直想要做，然后要怎样把它做好，也要怎样把它做到很出名那个出名其实就是要让大家看到，而不是说我要很出名那种著名那种很 famous 那种出名。但是你走着走着，你越做越大的时候，当然你就会出名了，然后大家也看到你了，因为看到你的努力嘛，是吧？一直的，现在你的眼睛都没有眼，一出来你就要演了，或者是那个过来。所以你可以，因为眼睛就是一个演员的临门之窗，什么手脚全部都是假的，就只有眼睛，和高傲。所以不要这个东西，就是你给他线手修。所以那股力量，我觉得它是综合到，就是一个就是我们的信仰啦，一个是家人背后的支持，然后当你越走越大的时候，会有学生的支持，社会上大家都看到你都在为这件事情做的时候的这种力量，它是无形的，它是综合起来，它也不单单是一个力量呀。所以那种力量，当它推动你的时候，你就不会想这么多。到现在都40多岁了，但是我还是没有结婚，然后我也没有想过我要去结婚，我要生孩子，我只是想说我要怎样做西本人，怎样做这个文化，因为我没有想说我一定要结婚或者是怎样，我只是知道说我不做这件事情，那么这件事情谁做？当这个世界上每一个人都有他自己的使命，他的责任。我不是说我很伟大，但是刚刚好我生在这个家庭，刚刚好这个天他选择他是赐给我有这个能力，赐给我有这个才华，赐给我有这个家庭的背景，那么我觉得我应该要善用它去做这件事情不要浪费是吧？他就是选择你去做，他给你一个任务，但就看你能不能去挑战这些关口啦呀。所以我觉得是这样的一个使命啦，所以能推动我继续做就对了。
Very few people can claim that they are doing this full time and solely, having this as their 100% source of income. Very few people get to claim that. And if those people can do that, I mean, good for them. I think it's truly a privilege to be able to say something like that, because the challenges are real. If you can say an art form is dying, it automatically means that there isn't a real market for it anymore.
if your father is a family man business in this opera, so your family member must go in and help. Like you said, okay, today is a setting up for the stage. So individually know how to put up the backdrop with the hangers of all the scenery, seaside, palace, or the anything for the first day want to perform item, they know how to roll up the things. So that's one thing. The banner you need to take up. Where to drop down, where to go up. This is the setting of the stage. And then the two front portion, the front portion of the arch, everything like that, the name, and the electrical setting also very important. Those who know electrical setting, they must know to put up the electrical setting, and then some very spotlight. Even though $200, $400 per one spotlight, also my father need to bought it to have shine and really shine on the stage. That one. If your stage like very dim of light, like that, people will say. So also it's not a good item like that. So you must put it all very bright and then nice. That is the way of Cantonese opera in the roadside also. When Chinese when opera happening in my life is like the mother said, you gotta have your father to go and do everything. If not enough, peng zai, I mean the askar, you got to go and perform for that night. You don't know also that mind, just make up, go out there, stand still. That's the one thing. Second thing, after the peng zai, remove your makeup, go and help to fold up all the costume. Help everybody because your father businessman, so help them to wear the entire costume, hold here, carry down for them to wear. And then yourself, if you need to wear also, you also go and get it and then search for them what type of costume they want.
My dad actually is first of everything. Of course, this also comes to our mind that we would like to follow our dad, I also remember what my dad says, that do not compare in life. That's what he thought. He talks to me. Do not compare. Everything, it comes back to where we are. Need not compare and just be happy with what you have. Getting what my dad have left behind for us is no more be smart but mai ke gạo cho lắm. Gạo khô lắm, mai ke gạo cho lắm. During his last breath, he still hold on to the whole opera belongings. He did not say what he wants, how he wants it to be, carry on. But I can see that his passion is very much on these things. So much so that quite near before when he was quite weak, there were actually people that opt to buy the things at a low price. He doesn't want to sell because I was around. So in my heart, I was thinking, sell. But he doesn't want to sell. So, well, put it this way, he has the right.
I feel that since we have become the custodians of the paraphernalia, we should do something proper to preserve all these items and to save them, and to preserve them for posterity, because I feel that it's kind of like a social responsibility of ours. It's just not any paraphernalia, right? This is the entire paraphernalia, the whole entire collection, the whole entire troupe of the Pulai Kantonis opera, which happens to be the last Cantonese opera troupe of Penang. What we have here, this is what's left of the Cantonese opera troupe, the Pulai Kantonis opera troupe. And since now, everything has fallen into our hands, we should do something about it. And I've always had this love for history, for culture, and I've always loved details. And when you examine, you have a chance, you have an opportunity to really examine and work with all these artifacts at close. I think that's a different level of appreciation is that it's created in that whole process.
even though in Cantonese opera, if the first day of performance in the kaki bukit or something like that, in the hillside or something, so and then that whole stage is a new stage, they also must have something like praying at the four corners, something like that. So that praying of the four corners, they have certain rule. You cannot talk the whole day. Everybody silent, cannot call your name, cannot talk. Only thing when let's say they say today 12 o'clock open, just open. But the performance doing a very fierce type of actor to come out to avoid all the evils, everything, the four corners, everything like that. So everybody cannot talk. Only after complete all those things, praying, then you can say, okay, taika tali, something like that. So these are the things must know in the pantang larang lah, for the certain people perform in the hillside or in those new area like that. I saw it in the Penang near the Kukongsi there. There's people from that one, maybe like something like Teochew Pan or Hokkien opera, because they still perform with the house of, with all the costume opera item inside. So people when they come for Penang to look for the opera, at least that house inside, oh, there's a Hokkien Pan opera there. So they still got life lah. If these people never put up everything like that, just silent. You must put up something, or the drawing also. You see the Chaji also. Chaji also put up the logo with the Guanju type of things, because maybe they found that it's unique. Then you have to draw up, or the makeup, then you got to put up. If you don't put up, lama-lama just quiet like that.
How well known you are, how expensive you are per night, that depends strongly on the local Tai Fung Siong. That's where you parade your best of everything out. Every glittering things out. So on that night, we are all standby. We do not know how to act. We do not know how to do. We do not. But because of no choice, we have to do. So we will do things like 跳落山啊, 推車啊, and my brothers all will even help out in certain small characters, and at the same time, they have to do backstage job. Backstage job means the mic is there. When they sing that side, you got to pull that side, pull this side, you know. And then the first chapter is down, curtains down. Then you have the next chapter that is of different scene, right? Ping, ping, pam, pam. They will have to change the backdrop. They have to change your night scene. Then they have to change into God. If there's a river, there will be rocks and everything. So they have to do all this, and it is within like 10 minutes. Then the next one will come. So it's a lot of hard work, you know, and that is so much of this kind of opera. But then it is a very happy thing. It is very happy. Even at the end of all the rushing things, you know, when the show turns out well, we are very happy, because if you don't have, on the first day where local Tai Fung Siong is, if you don't have enough character, the law lah, you know, the head of this, the one that pays, they will deduct the pay, you know. So when they deduct my dad's pay, that's where we have faces like Peter God, you know. Money is short here, money is short there, you know. So however hard we do, we are not being paid. We are not saying that we must be paid.
Now, Chinese opera has a history of over 1,000 years at the very least. Probably the only surviving ancient, opera art form. Practitioners back in those days do not have many of the advantages that technology affords us today. Namely lighting. We don't have the kind of fancy sound system. We don't have the lighting. We don't have the materials to make the kinds of costumes you see today, right? With the bling and the reflective sequins and everything like that. And the staging would have been different.
我没有觉得压力和沉重啊，每一天起来 都是为这个戏曲艺术忙，但是我很 enjoy， 因为我从来不会觉得他很辛苦。我觉得是父母的关系了。我们的父母他们很正面的，他们以前过得很穷，穷到没有钱，是你们现在的人想象不到的。但是，所以我们以前跟着父母也是这样挨苦过来。所以当你挨苦过来的时候，你遇到一些状况的时候，你不会觉得那个问题是很大的问题，你还是会去解决，因为这是以前我们的父母教给我们的，要活下去，要极辛苦都要做，明天还是一条好汉。
You see, everything today you need money. If you have the money, sure, you can gather the right people and activate it, no problem. With money you can do it, no problem. But that kind of money, who will have the passion to support you on a long term? On a long term. I don't say on a short term. I hardly see where can I get anybody to teach me opera. Kantonis, not the Hokkien one, the Cantonese one. Where? Used to have about a couple in Penang, but 都死咗咯，都死咗咯，係啊，死咗啦，真係㗎。Passed away before my dad. So I pray hard and I pray to Dad that whatever I do to what he has left behind on the entire opera thing, I told him that I will do it in such a way whereby the person that I pass it on to be hopefully be able to sayang and preserve these things.
If my father doing this thing, if I were to say to him, you got no student follow you to learn all these 20 people who can perform in opera, you don't do this business. Because you need to demand on other people. You demand on other people, because I follow my father, I can see people demand from him. You don't give me now 300 deposit down, I cannot come. They demand from you. If you alone cannot do all these things. My father only can set up everything, even though he can play the music, but he cannot perform there. He is only one leong su only. So better don't do all these things if you yourself don't have a team.
Survivability depends on practitioners. You need enough people to do something to keep the ball rolling. So as soon as people stop doing something, it just ceases to exist, and eventually it will be forgotten. Will young people want to take up the art form? Now at least you can say, yeah, we can put things on social media to get people, interested. They would watch it, but the next step would be to get them to participate. Would they want to be part of it? And to be initiated into this, I don't know. I can't say for sure. I hope, that there are more young people who are showing some degree of interest. But the thing is this, you see, this is the toughie. This has always been the toughie. If something cannot be practiced professionally, how far can you take it? That's always been the question. If something cannot be practiced professionally, how far can you take it? A lot of jobs are still around because people are still willing to pay for them, right? And some jobs no longer exist because people don't pay for them anymore. I think it's the heyday of these kind of traditional art forms are definitely gone, definitely gone. There's no way people are going to be reverting back to this as entertainment anymore, at least not in the near future.
我会说不要害怕传统，要走进来，因为传统其实是很年轻、很时尚、很 in 的，它不是一个很古老的东西，但是我们需要你们的力量，大家一起来，让它跟这个时代一起往前走。
If I can, I will want to once again come up with a good exhibition and portray him, and we'll come up with a show. And the show will involve the children.
Okay, when you look around us, all we need to be is just be objective, right? Be objective. Look around us and be objective. Look at what's happening around us. Look at what the young people are interested in these days. I think the future of Chinese opera is really numbered in that sense, you know. But we can still do whatever we can to preserve it. If it's not going to be practiced to its full potential or full glory in Penang, you know, we can still, you know, have the art form remembered as much as possible through documentation. And that's what we need to do. We need to document as much as we can when we still can, and have that, you know, kept for posterity, for the future. I think that's the least we can do, which is to document. Because sometimes we cannot change the inevitable. You know, we cannot stop progress, and progress needs to happen. And like I mentioned earlier, if there are no practitioners because there's no market for it, no viable market for it, how do you expect people to continue to do this effectively? It's very hard. And if you can't, then we need to accept at some point it's just going to diminish and probably even dissipate. However, we can document as much as we can, and we should take the time now to commit everything and all our energy, you know, into documenting as much as we could for the operas in Penang, because it's very much a part of Penang's culture, the going-ons in Penang. We should do as much as we can, you know, to really put everything and commit everything to documentation. And at least one day, even when people may not show the same kind of interest as before towards Chinese opera as an entertainment form, it is still something, you know, to be remembered and to be appreciated. And you can appreciate the art form in different ways. As a historical piece, as something of a reminder, right? There's still so much to learn from it, you know, and there's still so much left unspoken about this art form today. And I think so much more can be done.